Hey YouTube, Joe here, and doing a little something different today. Both these knives you see in front of you, this is the CRKT Buku, and this is the Kizer Roach, Vanguard Roach. I have both of these as preview videos for both of these, and I haven't gotten around to either one of them on doing full reviews. So rather than doing two separate reviews, I'm going to do like a little bit of a battle of the bigger knives kind of thing. Tell you what I think of both of them, different aspects of both, because they're both 6+ ounce or better knives. So let's go over some stuff and tell you what I like, what I don't like. So let's see. First of all, and we're going to measure it up and we're going to cut with it too. I've used both of these since showing you the preview videos. Not a lot because I get a lot of knives, but enough to get a feel for each one of them. So the first one, the Buku, CRKT Buku, the blade length is 3.75 inches. Here, the blade length is 3.5, the Kizer Roach. Now the overall length of the Buku is 8.3 inches, while the overall length is 8.25. So you can see just from the video, just from the look and from the numbers so far, very similar. Now here's where they start to differ. The blade material on the CRKT Buku is an 8CR13 MOV. Now I've cut with the, like I said, with both, and I'm going to do the cut test in the middle instead of doing it at the end of all the stats, and to show you some of my thoughts. I find that the Buku is not as sharp as some of the CRKTs that I've had before. Now you might say, well Joe, you've used it, you know, have you sharpened it? No, I haven't sharpened either one of these, but I have noticed that both the knives are performing pretty much the same as they did when I first got them. And as you can see, the Buku is definitely pulling the paper. It's not the sharpest knife right out of the box, but again, nothing that maybe a couple of passes on the sharpener might not clear up. Now, on the contrary, the Roach was very sharp out of the box, and also very sharp still now, which I'll demonstrate right now. Bad cut the first one, but this is still very sharp blade. So let's get rid of those. Put these back. So you got to give the sharpness to the Roach instead of the Buku. Now the blade hardness are both the same. They both come in at a 58 to 60 on the hardness scale. Blade thickness, if you guys are into thickness, the CRKT Buku does come in a little thicker. It's at 0.14, almost 1.5, while the other knife, the Roach, comes in at 0.11. So a little bit thicker if you're keeping track at home. They both have a flat grind. The blade finish, obviously, on the CRKT is a satin finish, and as any fans of my channel know, my fondness for satin. Very nice. However, that's not to take anything away from the beauty of the Roach. A nice gray finish. Now the handle material on the Buku is a steel material. They're calling it a 2CR13 stainless steel, while the handle material on the Roach is a beautiful orange G10. Very nice. There's a nice feel to it. The locking mechanism is a frame lock for the Buku and a liner lock for the Roach. They both have pocket clips that are tip-up carry only. This one has the little Roach on there. Not that the Roach is a very exotic bug, but you know. And this one, it's like the wrap around. I can't think of the technical term for it. Deep pocket clip, right side only. Now, the designer for the Buku is a gentleman by the name of Lucas Burnley, and the designer of the Roach, and obviously in collaboration with Kizer, is a gentleman by the name of Matt Degnan. Now, here's the two areas where they kind of really also fade apart. The weight of the Buku, which we got the scale right here, we're going to weigh them both. The official noted weight is 7.7 ounces. Yes, almost a half a pound. While the weight of the Roach comes in at 6.5, so 6.47, which is 6.5 ounces. And the other major difference is the price. The Buku could be pretty much had anywhere from $40 to $45, while the Vanguard series Roach can be had for pretty much everywhere $85. But the other plus that the Vanguard Roach has over the Buku, there's only one version of the Buku. I mean, Mr. Burnley has his custom night Buku, but we're talking strictly manufactured. This is the only version, while the Kizer has 3 variants of this. Granted, not all 3 are not $85, but still, nonetheless, gives you more options. So let's take you around really quickly on both of them. Granted, I did it in the preview, but just in case you missed either one of the preview videos. Now, I'm not sure what bearings each one of these have, but they are pretty smooth. I'll show you while I have the Kizer in my hand. Very smooth. Also, this one being a flipper, while the other one isn't. Also, to note, the Kizer doesn't have a lanyard hole, while the Buku does, as you can see. And also very smooth to open. I do feel though that after having the Buku, I feel that it probably would have benefited from having a flipper. It just seems like it would have been better. Now, also, if you recall, I had mentioned if you've seen my CRKT Amicus preview, the first thing I said as soon as I took that knife out of the box was, man, it's heavy, but it just feels right. It feels balanced. You know, the blade was heavy, the handle was heavy. Here with the Buku, I gotta admit, it doesn't feel as balanced. The scales, the handle is much heavier than the blade. Even though the blade is a big honking, as they say, a honking piece of steel, it just doesn't feel as balanced. You know, I would have liked to have taken that weight and spread it out a little bit better. While the weight of the Kizer is definitely much more balanced, has a nicer feel. So, just for the heck of it, let's get the scale out. Let's weigh both these up. Okay, ounces, I said 6.27, and for you metric fans, 177.7 grams. So now we'll go in reverse. We'll measure in grams on this one. This one clocks in 214.3 grams, man. And ounces, it's 7.56 ounces. So, overall, my experience with both these knives, I like them both. Granted, the value of, you know, this one is a lot cheaper coming in, but it just seems like the Kizer, for the extra money, does offer you a better value. I don't know if I mentioned the steel on this, but the blade material on the Buku is an HCR13 MOV, while the blade material on the Kizer is a VG10. And I just feel that the Kizer has a lot more going for it than the Buku, because it just feels nicer in the hand. It has the choil here where you can really choke up. And don't get me wrong, the Buku does feel nice in the hand as well, but again, that weight comes into play where it just feels a little bit clumsy. And I'm a little disappointed about the cutting, especially since most of the CRKTs I've handled, especially in the last year, have all come out of the box super duper sharp. Hence, this one did not. Now, whether that's a one-off, or maybe I just didn't get a super sharp one, I'm not really worried about it. Like I said, you know, maybe a pass on one of my sharpening systems might fix it up. But it's something to note if you're going to buy yourself a brand, you know, a Buku right out of the box, where hence the Kizer right out of the box, as usual, is always super sharp. So, at the end of the day, as they say, as the saying goes, if I had to pick between the two, taking into consideration cost, how much the cutting ability of each, the way it feels in the hand, you know, I still would probably sway paying the extra money and going for the Kizer. It's just, the Kizer just feels so much better. But, you know, some people might say, well, Joe, you know, the Kizer doesn't have a, I really like to have a lanyard hole. The Kizer doesn't have a lanyard hole. All right, I understand that. I also feel that, you know, for such a big knife, too, for the CRKT, such a small pocket clip, which it looks like it's doubling as a over travel for the frame lock. Now, I don't want this video to make it sound like I'm putting the CRKT down. You know, for $40 to $45, you know, you are getting a lot of knife. You are getting a knife that's going to do a lot of, you know, heavy duty. And like I said, a little sharpening probably will fix up my main beef. But since this ain't your typical review where it's just basically one against the other, what do I think? I gotta say, if given the opportunity, I would probably spend the extra money and get the Kizer. The Kizer is that much more of a nicer knife. There's different variants too you could get. The orange is really beautiful. The scales feel nice in the hand. There really isn't any hot spots. The Buku again has its pluses too. You know, does open really nicely. Nice size blade for heavier chores. A lot of people like frame locks better. I like both frame locks and liner locks. Oh, while we have them open, let's and that was pretty much even too. The lockup is an early lockup, and the centering is perfect on both. So that is also equal. There's the lockup. There's the centering, and also both. No blade play. So, there you have it. Two different knives battling against each other. To me, my opinion, the winner is the Kizer. So you have the Kizer Roach and the CRKT Buku. Let me know what you guys think. Do you have both? Do you have either? What do you like about both? You know, has this video swayed you to maybe pick one over the other? Let me know what you think. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Take care. God bless. And have a great day.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you really enjoyed my video. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks everyone. Take care.